Boom, we live at 10:05.
There you go. Look, we supposed to start at 10. We started at 10:30 the other night.
Right, now we live at 10:05.
10:05. Tuesday we'll be at 10:03.
Yes. And we don't have feedback.
That's right. That's right. So nobody has to mute themselves today. You want to get into? All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Tony Pollard signed his franchise tag today. So he gets that, what is it, a little under $11 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Danny, you wanted to know, ask your question about the franchise tag. Would it? So
my question is it more beneficial for the team for the franchise tag, or is it more beneficial for the player? Because at the end of the day, the player is getting that guaranteed money for just a year versus the team, I don't know, losing money maybe? I don't know. So I guess my question is, what is the benefit of a franchise tag?
I don't know all the ins and outs, but my personal opinion, I think it's more beneficial for the team than it is the player. The player is going to sign that franchise tag because that's what with that particular thing, that's what they think he's worth at that particular time, but they don't have to dedicate no long-term money. It's kind of like a prove it thing. To me, that's my thoughts on it. And they don't have to pay this person long-term. You know what I mean? They can keep on this same thing they did with Dak. Now, it could be detrimental to him. Like it was kind of detrimental to in the Dak situation when they kept doing that for him. And then now it ended up biting us in the butt later on. You know what I mean? We ended up having to pay him all that money, but I think in the short term, it's more beneficial for the actual team because you don't have to lock this player down and stuff like that. You give them more time to negotiate and stuff like that. So now they got time to negotiate with him to see if they even want to do a long-term deal with him, and they got to worry about losing.
That's a good point. And I think too, I think about the Kirk Cousins situation when he was with the Redskins, and like he took them to the bank and then ended up leaving to put them, a little behind in trying to do what they needed to do to maybe bring on other players. Like Kirk walked away with what, like 50 something? I don't know.
More than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
Like he walked away.
They franchised him 3 times.
Three times. Okay. And he walked away with some money.
Almost $100 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And KJ, I hear what you're saying about Dak, but then too, I put some of that on Cowboys because I do think that Cowboys could have actually got Dak for cheap than what they got him for sure. But no, I hear what you're saying though.
They could have. They should have. They should have paid him long term sooner, but it was kind of like they were just like, man, do we want to pay this guy? Do we want to pay this guy? And, when they didn't have any other options, and he wasn't like screwing up, like he wasn't screwing up at the time. So they just felt like, okay.
Watch yourself, KJ. Watch I'm glad you
I caught myself.
It's like dating. Yeah. I was like, I like you. I still want to see you. I still want to, but I don't want to marry you. I don't want to put a ring on it yet. So I was going to date you a little while longer, see how I go.
I got you.
You just had to get in. So my answer to that is the franchise tag. It kind of benefits the team if they're not ready to commit to that player. Mm-hmm. Or so for instance, this year for me, in my opinion, the franchise tag helped with Tony Pollard because you really don't know how he's going to respond from the injury. Mm-hmm. So maybe they just decided to put the franchise tag on him because this is a way to keep him, but you're not tying yourself to him for multiple years, just in case he's not the same Tony Pollard.
Exactly.
Right. And that's another reason why they're probably going to get another running back in the draft.
Oh, they're going to draft a running back.
Here we go.
Definitely going to draft.
Here we go. From Texas.
from
Oh
Texas.
my gosh! Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're gonna do that, because they don't want to, you know, just in case. Just in case he's not looking the same. Or
they're going to draft the running back in the draft.
Right.
We just don't know what round it's going to be in, but they're going to draft the running back. That's
But now it's also a catch-22 though, because if they really wanted to sign the player, so like for Tony Pollard, running backs aren't making $10 million now.
No.
So if you were to give him a real contract, you probably could give him something like, I'm gonna just say 3 years, $25 million, something like that. He would still be up getting a good contract for today's running back, but you wouldn't be paying him. He's getting ready to get almost $11 million, and only Christian McCaffrey gets that now. You see, we cut Zeke.
Right.
No one will get what Zeke got ever again.
Probably not. Yeah. And unless your name is Bijan.
Zeke shouldn't have got what Zeke got. Come on,
Phil. We only gonna say that name about 5 times tonight.
Unless your name is Bijan.
Unless, basically, as soon as he signed that contract, he went downhill to me.
Yeah. And personally about Zeke, honestly, I would have just let him sit out. I'm like, if you want to sit out, sit out. I would not have gave Zeke that contract.
Yes, gotcha.
No way.
Gotcha.
And he had 2 more years left on the deal.
If I was a GM,
was it a 2 or 1?
I think he still had 2.
I would roll the dice. I would have banked that he was going to come back and play versus sit out the entire year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wanted to get his money earlier. He did have some more time left.
Yeah, he did. He wanted his money earlier. You know, he wanted to get broke off before Dak did. So he jumped
and I think that backfired. I think you could have broke Dak off at that point and got him for cheaper.
Right.
And then, you know, Zeke, and see what Zeke had done, you know, the following year and been able to work something out. So I think, again, you know, Cowboys kind of, you know, fucked that up. The Joneses, you know, they're known for doing that, but you know,
they did it on both and Zeke. They overpaid Zeke. They should have, you know, I would have left Zeke walk. And secondly, they should have re-signed that 2 years prior to his contract.
They should have. By the time that time was, and about that time, that was a quarterback market, wasn't it?
Exactly.
That was like kind of the market value.
For half per season what they're paying him now.
Yep.
But at the time when he was sat out and he was trying to get his money, that's when the team was totally relying on him. Like the offense didn't go anywhere without Zeke at that time. You know what I mean?
The engine, right?
He was the engine, and at the time, Dak was more of a game manager, as you can say. That's kind of what we need to do now.
Manager.
I don't care. I would have got a running back from Walmart. I don't care.
That's what they did.
That's what he's good at, y'all. That's what he does.
So
he's
why didn't they? I totally agree with you, but why didn't they continue with the same game plan they had? Because you know they had Cooper Rush being the game manager, right? But when Dak came back, they switched the whole playbook.
Because Cooper Rush wasn't making the money that Dak was making, and we're talking about Jerry Jones and the whole family and Kellen Moore, who didn't know what the hell he was doing, where he could, and even Dak, y'all have to understand, there were interviews even when Dak was like, let's stick to the plan. I don't have a problem with sticking to the plan, but because for some reason they went all out, paid Dak that money, you got to think about behind the scenes, which is Jerry Jones and the Jones family. I'm paying you all this money. You better go out perform. How many times have you seen Jerry in press conference like, well, Dak, you know, you need to do a little more. You need to do a little bit of something. I done paid you, basically, is what he was saying. I done paid you now. You better get your ass out there and throw. Why you think he was throwing so much?
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand, because they had a right. No, go ahead.
Just because you pay him like Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, don't expect to get the same play as Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean?
Agreed. But we're talking Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that's not Dak's fault.
You know? Agreed. Talking Jerry Jones.
So
this is Jerry Jones, y'all.
Nah, it can't be Jerry. You think it's Jerry, or you think it was Kellen
The same
Moore?
Jerry, come on, Phil. The same Jerry that used to go on the field and everything else, and every other coach left because Jerry was too involved in the day-to-day of play calling and everything. And then we had Jason Garrett for 8 years because Jason decided to listen to everything that came from that front office. Yes, that I truly believe that.
All right, so I want to get this straight. So, where did he go? Cooper Rush went 4-1 last year, right?
Right.
And everything they did was they basically made him just be the bus driver, right?
Correct.
Dak Prescott, we agree, is probably 6, 7, maybe even 10 times better than Cooper Rush, right?
Right.
I'll take 10.
Why couldn't we have the same game plan though that they had with Cooper Rush when when Dak Prescott came back? Why wouldn't that work? All right, go ahead.
I blame Kellen Moore.
Right. That's what I say.
He's the offensive coordinator. He's the play caller. You play your players. Use the players at their strength.
Yep.
So Josh Pergram says the defense won Rush those games. I agree to a certain extent, but when the way that Kellen Moore was calling the plays, basically they even said we want every one of our drives to end with a kick, either a field goal, an extra point, or a punt, right?
Right.
Keep that same game plan and mentality with a better quarterback.
I totally agree.
That way, because you were actually putting your defense in better positions because you were killing the clock. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of time of possession. So the defense wasn't out there on the field as long. So that's why the defense was winning. It wasn't that the defense got worse just because Dak came back. They had less time of possession. They were taking more risks when Dak came back.
Right.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. But what Ron said, that you blame the coaching on that. And if y'all remember the other day when I was talking, that's where I want Dak to take a little bit more control at the line when those play calls comes in and audible because of that simple fact of what we're talking about. I want more of that from Dak. You understand what I'm saying?
Dak was audible a lot last year, actually.
I want more of that. And when he does that, it's a better y'all. I think about the Giants game. Y'all remember the Giants game last year we played and we were down touchdown and we were at the 1 yard line, right?
Uh-huh.
This drive nowhere came. We seen Dak go to the line, kill. It was just calling these different play calls. Like that's the best that I ever seen Dak actually take us down the field and do what he did because he was calling plays that he saw, I guess, in the defense. And I just don't know what happened to that Dak. And that's the Dak that I know we can have, but I just don't know what happened on the sidelines. And I have to blame Moore, and then I have to blame McCarthy as the coach.
So here's the thing, and a lot of people don't realize this. The strength of our team on offense last year was our tight end group. We played our best ball on offense when we played multiple tight ends. When we were 2 and 3 tight ends, we did a lot of it. When Dak was out, when Dak came back, we kind of got away from it. But our best drives was when we had multiple tight ends. I hated when we started running 3, 4, 5 wide receivers out.
And be all bunched up, Rod. Like we bunched up. We don't even spread our offense.
That anyway, you've already taken away the threat of the run game if you got 4 or 5 wide receivers. Even 3, they was like, 3 and your 1 tight end is Dalton Schultz. We ain't running the ball. Schultz can't block me. You know what I mean?
Here you go. You can't stand Dalton Schultz.
That's LeVar. LeVar said, "Fuck him."
Hey,
the defense knows, oh, he ain't blocking. If he trying to block, he can't block nobody. They just throw him out the way.
Oh my gosh, no.
Hey, Danny, I also like what you just said about with the kill. So that was a lot of Dak. So if you ever notice, it's always like at the end of the half or at the end of the game when you hear all that. So I always have wondered, why don't the Cowboys? So once Romo got to be in his like 7th, 8th, 9th year, or now like Dak, once he got to his 4th, 5th, now, why don't they let him go no huddle?
That's I blame it. That's a Kellen Moore, but no, that's a Mike McCarthy thing. Right. Because I will tell you, there's been games that I've seen that I knew goddamn well Kellen Moore wasn't calling them plays. Mike McCarthy and Dak were calling them plays.
Okay.
Where they just excluded Kellen Moore. You could tell because Kellen Moore is still in that Jason Garrett type of mindset. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it makes you see it. And at the end of the day, it was just games that I saw, and I'm like, that ain't Kellen Moore. That's Mike McCarthy.
Well, we're going to see a lot of it this year.
Well, that's what I'm waiting to see because Mike on a hot seat too, goddamn it. Right. Mr. Porky Pig.
Woosa.
Oh man. All right, so we got Tony Pollard, we got our so now let's talk about these tight ends because all I hear about is these tight ends in the draft. So we got one that's Dalton Kincaid, right?
Yep.
But they just said something about his back today. Did you hear about that?
It was he had the injury to his back and he had surgery, and that's one of the downfalls that they were talking about. We might want to be careful for, but and I guess I don't know. I'm just so. I guess because for me personally, it's just all our great players always got so many injuries. And my man Sean Lee, Glass himself, then we Van Der Esch, and it's just like I don't know if I want to really deal with players that already coming into the draft or already coming into the team with injuries. And when you talk about back, we all know I'm old, and we all know once that back starts to fuck with you, I mean it's a different ball game. But it just seems like he's the best one that they're saying possibly that we may have a shot at, but it depends on where we're at in the draft. I think we would have to move up technically, right?
Well,
one of them should be there.
Okay.
Darnell Washington. So from Georgia.
So Darnell Washington, that's the one from Georgia. Is he Georgia? Okay. Yep.
He reminds me of a more athletic Martellus Bennett.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's a big boy. I mean, he's a great blocker. He's a blocker. He's a blocker first. He wants to block.
Okay.
But he athletic. He got some wheels and he can catch. But I think for our style of offense, I think he's perfect.
And that's key what you said. Our style of offense.
If we want to go run first, if we want to be a run-based offense, he is the best run blocker of all the tight ends.
What round do you think we can get him in? Like the third?
I think all three of these first. Because it's another one named Michael Mayer too, from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay.
He's okay.
Yeah, Michael Mayer
is a boy from Georgia though. Now Mayer,
Michael Mayer,
catcher.
He knows how to create space from what the tapes I'm seeing in the videos. Yeah. He knows how to create that space, and I think that's important of what we need to because Dak needs somebody to be able to create space.
Mayer reminds me of that boy. What's the boy Gesicki that was in Miami?
Yep.
Gesicki reminds me of him.
And they are comparing him. They said not as high of a ceiling as Kyle Pitts, but that kind of athletic ability.
Mayer?
Yeah, that's what they have written on here.
That's a stretch. No.
And then they said Darnell Washington, like you said. Darnell Washington,
number 6 in the draft.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why I wanted last year.
Yeah.
No, this
no, you want it.
He'll be a second or third round pick.
So you would have rather Kyle Pitts over
No.
Okay, over Micah?
No, I'm just saying.
But I'm talking about before you saw them play in the NFL. Would you have taken Kyle Pitts over Micah?
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, at the time, I was.
Right,
I ain't gonna lie.
All right. I was hoping that he fell to Dallas at that
moment.
Was I. Yeah.
I
really kept talking about Patrick Surtain and the other corner, and I was like, no, you got to get either Pitts or Parsons. That's who I wanted. Yeah, I was like, those are the two freak athletes in the draft.
I wanted Pitts, and then when we couldn't get Pitts, I was like, all right, well, I guess we're about to get the corner, and then we didn't get corner. I was like, oh, Parsons still on the board?
Right.
I was like, all right.
Personally, I love defense over the shutdown corner is available. You take them when you ask me. But that's just me. I'm a defensive guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Pitts is a beast.
Well, speaking of defense, did you guys see? Well, wait, were we finished with the tight ends? Yeah, so it's Kincaid, Mayer, or Washington. That's who. Yeah. If we pick one at 26, it's gonna be one of those three, right?
Yeah. If it ain't Washington, then I say let him go because
you just want that size.
So Washington, right? Because of that size,
right?
All the other ones, I mean, the other guys, we got Ferguson and Hendershot. To me, I think we already got more of an athletic style tight end anyway.
Right. I don't want another tight end that's only one dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
Washington isn't. But Washington isn't.
Yeah.
But he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So if it's not him,
a smaller version of a tackle. That's all he is.
Right. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's like 280.
He's like 6'7", right? Yeah.
He's another tackle. Our running game is ridiculous with him.
Mm-hmm.
You can play running back with us if he I'm telling you, man, we gonna. Oh yeah, that running game will be ridiculous with that dude. Think about when we had Witten and Marty B as our two tight ends.
Right, and we never used Martellus Bennett right.
Nope.
No, we never used him right at all. Don't even get me started on that.
But that running game was a beast.
Yeah, it sure
Everybody
was.
got 1,000 yards.
No bullshit.
It sure was. It sure was. Man. So all right. So if we don't get one of those three, we still good with Ferguson and Hendershot.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree. Yep. Hell yeah.
And speaking of defense, I just saw. I don't have any details on this, but they said that the Colts are trying to get rid of what was his name? DeForest Buckner.
Really?
So I wouldn't mind getting him, but I don't know how much he would.
He gonna want some money.
He gonna want some money, and our cap space is looking. I mean, our money is looking like weak as fuck.
But they said he only wants to play for that. Right, he only wants to play for a contender. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Because you know I bought.
Our cap space is dismal, right?
You do a team-friendly deal depending on the team.
Right.
He already got his money.
But Rod, that's a hell of a friendly deal for it to come to us, though. With the way our cap space looking, God damn.
We want to give everybody $3. Like your Cowboys.
I know, right?
We can give them something under the table. And look, if you come to Dallas, you're gonna get some endorsements anyway, right?
There you go. A nice stadium. You can ride on Jerry's yacht and everything.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So, I got one more. Have you guys heard of Nolan Smith?
Nolan.
Yeah,
Nolan Smith.
He's a defensive end. He kind of reminds me of Micah because he runs like a 4.4 in the 40.
Wow.
And they said his wingspan is ridiculous, but they don't really have him as a first round pick. And I'm like, dude,
is that a diamond in the rough field?
Play for Georgia? Is he a DN or is he a linebacker?
A DN. I think he's a DN. A DN.
We don't need no more DNs. We got about 9 DNs. Somebody in the middle.
We need a D tackle.
Enough of those pass rushers, man.
We need some D tackles. We got like 7 pass rushers.
Right,
We need
right.
some D tackles.
This dude's a freak, though. He's a freak.
We got 3 freaks. We got 4 freaks. We got Micah. We got what's the name? 54.
Sam Williams. Sam Williams.
Right. We just brought what's the name back. We just re-signed him. I can't remember the boy's name. He was the number 3 draft pick years ago. But he can still ball. He got 6 sacks for us.
Oh, you talking about Dante Fowler?
Dante Fowler.
Right. You're right.
Fowler.
You're right about that.
Yeah, we just signed him.
Yeah.
We got Tank.
I'm just biased against defensive ends, by the way.
We got Tank, and we got what's the name? He got and I'm glad we still got him. Who comes in for Micah? He killing.
Oh, right. Doris Armstrong. How many more rushes do you want? They do
Look, calm down on defensive ends there, Rod. Defensive ends, they
got him listed as a linebacker.
Let me get this number. Let me get this number in here. Defensive ends mean everything.
We need some D tackles. We need somebody that will plug up that middle and stop that run game, man.
So do you think they'll take a D tackle at 26? Or that's too high for Dallas?
That's too high.
If he 350 pounds, I'm taking him.
Right. And I think the biggest one is
that clock stopper.
If you're lower than Nada, and what's my boy for Tampa? Somebody like that.
Yeah, Vita Vea.
Yeah. Give me one of them big Samoans in the middle at 26. I'm taking them.
That would be great.
I'm with you on that one.
50 or heavier, I'm taking them.
Hey, look, I'm with Chris on here. He said O-line. I'm with that. I'm with that
too.
Yeah.
O-line or D-line at 26. Right? If we get that boy, if that boy from Miami is there at 26, the guard.
You talking about from Florida?
From Florida, my bad.
From Florida. Osiris Torrence.
Take him.
Yep.
Take him.
I agree.
Take him.
Okay. All right.
Take him.
When this tomorrow or when this is over, go look at Nolan Smith though. And let me know. Let me know if you change your mind. 4.39 in the 40.
How many more rushes do you want?
Look, the Giants won 2 Super Bowls with pass rush. Yeah. But Eli Manning was the quarterback. We could just rush the passer. See, he said that is sick, right? Exactly.
Everybody gonna run up the middle on us. Everybody gonna run up the middle on us.
We'll be all right.
I mean, I'm 50. Rod.
Everybody gonna run a draw play on us.
I get tired of that shit. We be making running backs look like fucking Walter Payton and shit.
So if we go get him, then we'll bring in Bobby Wagner for you.
Oh no. I'm good with Bobby Wagner.
I love it. So y'all over Bobby Wagner.
I'm good. I mean, what is he like 32? I don't know. I'm good with the Bobby Wagner stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. And then I think he going back to the Seahawks anyway. So the way that they talking, I'm good with that. I want some young. No. I don't want like y'all. I don't want him. He's been passed around enough for me.
I love it. I'm right with you on that. So
you need to stay focused. We need a D tackle in the middle.
I'll take it, but
I agree, Rod. I agree.
All right, so look up the defensive tackle from Michigan.
I'm looking at Nolan Smith right now.
You looking at Nolan Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at your eyes. Yeah. See.
Put him on YouTube real quick.
He's changing your mind, ain't he? He's changing your mind.
KJ, add into it. KJ, come on.
Move Mike back to linebacker.
See?
Damn, Rod, I'm trying. I'm with you, Rod. I'm with you, Hot Rod. I'm with you. With these two right here.
One of these days, they're going to say,
number 4 from Georgia. Yeah, he's nice. I remember him. I didn't know his name. I always say, yeah, number 4. Number 4 is nice. Hold up.
And run a 4.39 in the 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let y'all have at that one.
I'm impressed.
What's good? What's good?
What's up?
All right, let me. I'm gonna watch afterwards because then I'm gonna interrupt. Like, oh, y'all right. So let me just watch afterwards.
You good?
No,
good.
I know me. I'm gonna watch afterwards because I'm with Rod. Right, me and Hot Rod got something going on right now. So I'm gonna see what we got going on right now.
He kind of light in the low. He kind of light, man.
Right, he is. That's the only one thing.
Yeah, he almost.
Is he like a DeMarcus Ware type of?
Yeah, a little small.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, he's a linebacker.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What
hold on. Javier says Nolan Smith will not last to 26. He said Micah needs to move back to linebacker because he won't last long if we keep using him on the line. I agree with that.
I totally agree.
I agree with that. Yeah,
I agree.
Like he go like about 225.
All right, Chris.
Look that big.
Chris said he got to go because 4 a.m. comes quick.
Y'all
have a good night.
Bye, Chris.
He said Dallas Cowboys for life.
Motherfucking right.
hey, Tim, we were talking about the draft. You got any preferences on who you want in the draft at number 26?
Man, I'm like your boy Keith was the other night, man. That running back.
Here we go.
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute.
I'm like, I mean, but I'm specific. If he's there, then yeah. If not, then best player or offensive lineman, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Big war daddy or something in the middle. You know, something we need to start getting something that we don't normally draft.
Okay.
I like the way free agency started off. You know, we normally don't make no big splashes, but we were able to make two nice joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two nice ones where, you know, we always sign our own. So I'm good with that, with the players that they chose to sign this time and those that they allowed to go for greener pastures elsewhere. You know, I like the mix that we got, but yeah, you know, draft those positions that's been killing us these seasons, man, where they don't value some big dude in the middle to help with the running game, or just like y'all said, hey, if Smith is there, man, hey, but he ain't gonna last that long.
Oh, come on, man! Hey, if he's there, we grabbing him. I'm going in the war.
I would grab if he there. I would grab him, man, but he ain't gonna be there. He ain't gonna be there.
Hey, look, Javier says y'all are a whole vibe.
Yes, Javier.
Hey, Javier, if you want to jump on here, man, we got room for one more. We can be the real Brady Bunch.
Oh my gosh!
Nolan Smith is nice, man, but we
come on, Rod. We got that, man. We good with that.
I agree.
I agree
with you.
You don't need any more edge rushers.
I know.
Edge rusher.
Right. No, I'm with you. When I see him, it just like, yo, if you put him on the other side of Micah Parsons on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
We already got the other dude on the other end of Micah.
Yo, you can't have too many pass rushers.
We got 7. More you want.
You can't.
Move Micah to the mic.
It ain't too many 3rd and 10s in the game.
But
wait. Yes, it is. And we always letting people convert on 3rd and 9. 3rd and 11.
The other day, 3rd and 30. You be letting motherfuckers convert on 3rd and 30.
Want to know why? Because we don't get a push up the middle.
So all right, so I got something for you on that.
Okay.
Why don't we ever put Tank at defensive tackle on 3rd down?
We do from time to time.
From time to time, but remember the Giants used to move Tuck to the middle?
Yeah.
They would put Tuck and JPP at defensive tackle and then move their quick guys outside. Why don't we do that?
I agree.
We have the personnel.
Hey, Mel, man, the problem I got is you got Micah. He one of the fastest things on the field. But you got him taking that inside route every single time on them 3rd and longs because he feel he got more time to get to the quarterback. Quarterback step outside of him. He chase him down most of the time. Right. But he can get to him a lot quicker if he stay outside. But he ain't got no move to get that man out of his chest. That defensive tackle, offensive tackle, that's a big boy to be trying. 330.
True. That's true.
That's big. I mean, he got to get if they're gonna play him on the edge all the time, then he gonna have to bulk up and he gonna have to take some karate lessons, something to learn some hand-to-hand combat to free himself up coming off that line, man.
Which one is that? The karate is called jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
Like
that's it.
Yep. You're right. I like that though.
Yep. You have to do something different, man, because that inside route, he running 5 to 7 extra yards just taking that route to try to get to the quarterback.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me go back for a second because we brought up Bobby Wagner and I keep hearing people talking about him.
Yeah.
So we're over Bobby Wagner, right?
Yeah,
That's like saying Sue, Phil. That's like saying Sue. Let's bring Sue back in.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hot Rod, you over Sue too?
I know y'all
defensive tackle.
I'm over Sue too. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Sue steady, man.
I will mute myself because I've gone against the norm here. So I will mute myself, but just know I'm over him too.
No, Danny, your opinion is important and you bring different flavor. but my thing is with Sue probably ain't gonna give you 17 games like that. But if you bring he cheap though. He cheap right now. He ain't commanding but so much. You split them reps with Hank inside.
Yeah.
You got something. You got Hank. He can last, and you got you.
Have we resigned him? Have we got him back? No. I mean,
we haven't got.
The priority, to be honest. That's the priority. Like
they got me in the middle right now. They got me and you in the middle right now.
But what I heard today is they already got an offer to Hank. It's already on the table.
Okay. He said he wasn't ready for it right now.
He out shopping around. He's not
interested in signing right now. Like, Hank, come on.
Yeah, he out shopping around trying to see if he can get a little more peanuts and popcorn in his pocket.
Pissing me off. I saw that quote and I'm not interested. What you mean you're not interested?
But Phil, think about it. We're gonna go back to what you were saying. You think about NASCAR. We got Michael on one end. Mm-hmm. We got Sam Williams on the other end.
Right.
We got Dorrance and Tank in the middle.
Okay.
That's on the 3rd long. Yeah, that pass rush is ridiculous. And when we use that sparingly, but when we do, it's a beast.
Right.
I agree with you. And then we bring Chauncey Ghost in there sometimes too, and he's a beast.
Yep.
We got Dante Fowler. All of those are DNs.
Right. Okay.
That's 6 pass rushes.
Yeah, that's. Yep. I hear you, Hot Rod. That's true.
Yeah,
that's right, Rod. That's right.
That's true, Rod. I give you that. I give you that.
So Javier says, how about Ashawn Robinson?
That's a good
I remember he was in Detroit.
Yeah, that's another good movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who he played for.
Yeah, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, he'll be
with the Rams. He was with the Rams. It didn't Rams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got injured though. He hurt he tore something. Didn't he get injured, y'all?
I don't remember. But
yeah, me either. I gotta be honest. I hadn't kept up with him.
And he got a price tag on him for like $24 million.
Who, Ashawn Robinson?
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
No,
you can't afford him, and he's injured. And I'm just saying, if you look it up, I remember reading something because he was one of the ones that people were talking about, and I just remember 24 mil, and I remember an injury.
Okay, Javier said he's a free agent.
He is, but he is, but He has a nice price tag, and he has some injuries. I think it was a torn.
We're gonna get a defensive tackle because what happened to the defensive tackle we got maybe 2 years ago? He never did anything for us. I think we got him in like the 6th round from like Memphis or.
Oh, you mean Bohanna?
Yeah, Quentin Bohanna.
So Bohanna's okay. I like Odigizua. He was a rookie this past year.
Big Osa.
I like him. I think he's gonna be fine. But the one who disappoints me is Gallimore. He's
Neville, right.
Neville getting pushed all over the place.
All over the place,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like a rag doll.
I think I haven't. I'm still good on Bohanna. I think he's gonna be okay. I just think he just needs a little more coaching, a little more seasoning. I like Odigizua. Gallimore is a big disappointment. He get more playing time than all of them. You know
he said Gallimore is going to be released.
He needs to be. He needs to be.
How many years has he played? He only like his 3rd year, right?
He's still on his rookie deal. I think he's year 4 or 5 for him.
Man, we got to
get we drafted back to back. We draft like Gallimore, then Bohanna, then Odigizua each year after year. So I think Gallimore, I think this is last year of his rookie deal.
And again, that goes back to we just hold on, watch who end up having him for another 5 years.
Yeah, because he gonna give you a team from
right. Why can't we get a defensive tackle to play good here, man? Even when we got what was the guy we went and got from Tampa? Gerald.
He got hurt. He got hurt in preseason. Right?
Never even played it down for us, man. I was so excited. I was excited when we went.
We had a good deep tackle since Jay Ratliff.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And DeMarcus Spears. That was about it.
So Marcus Spears, Jay Ratliff. We had and probably Leroy Glover.
Right. And 3-4 defense then.
Man.
That was we playing 3-4.
All right, so we over Bobby Wagner. You said you don't want all these older guys, so that means you over DeAndre Hopkins too, right?
Nah.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
Nah. I still want him.
Still want D Hopkins.
Well, they said his price tag has gone down for what we would have to give up for him, a 5th round pick maybe.
Yeah, but he getting like $30 million.
I ain't say that.
He said he'll negotiate that contract though. D Hop getting like $30 million a year.
Well, when I looked at it, he was making like 17.
Yeah,
and
and he do like 30 or something. He about to get a bump. He about to get a big bump like next year or something. Get to renegotiate that, but they give him 30.
Well, he said he's willing to.
He willing.
And did you see the picture of him? He was at a restaurant and he made sure he put the location, Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. He been campaigning.
Right.
I hope Cat Boy listening.
So the only thing is though, the type of receiver he is CD.
I don't care.
Okay.
Trade Gallup in a 6th rounder.
I don't think you can trade Gallup right now though, because you just restructured his contract. They just restructured his contract, so they would take a big cap hit if they trade him.
And we can get D Hop. You can't.
It might be worth it.
It's worth it. Okay. All right. Okay.
He's a walk-in first down.
Okay.
Say it again, Rod. He's a what?
Walking first down.
So hello. So you have CD, DeAndre Hopkins, and
Brandon
we
Cooks.
just got.
And imagine what CD can take away and learn from him, though, too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't learning shit from no Gallup.
You can't double everybody. Somebody.
Right. That's true.
Danny, you hardcore.
and you know,
you're right, though.
With that lineup, out of all of them, Ferguson.
Right.
Ferguson gonna eat them up.
Right. We haven't even mentioned Tony Pollard out of the backfield.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Imagine Tony Pollard, Bijan, and
I knew that was coming.
Then what you gonna do?
Hey, you my man.
What you gonna do?
So D-Hop will cost $22 million over the next 2 years. So is that each year? I know that's not 11 million per year.
I know it's higher than that. D-Hop getting paid.
He said 22 mil over the next 2 years. So we're gonna see if that might be the only thing is I want to make sure we got enough to keep Diggs, CD, and Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
I want to keep that young nucleus right there.
Yeah. That is important. That is
they can't go nowhere.
They can't. Right, Tim. They cannot go anywhere. So let me ask you a question. What about T.Y. Hilton?
I like. Okay, so if we can't get D-Hop, definitely get T.Y. I like T.Y.
So how many receivers do you want on the roster? Because we know we got CD.
6.
We got Gallup. We got Brandon Cooks. Don't forget Jalen Tolbert. They're not giving up on him yet. This is only his second year.
You still fighting that fight, aren't you, Phil? You still fighting that Tolbert fight, aren't you? I see you.
I'm just telling you, I'm being realistic. They not letting him go.
Right. And we got Semi for Hoka. You got Semi for Hoka.
Nah, he probably gone.
I like Semi.
I do too, but
he probably practice squad.
I think Semi going to show out this year. I think.
Would you keep Semi over Ty?
Oh no, I got to go with the short thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what? Ty is so crafty, man. You see some of the plays he did, man. How he drew pass interferences, man, and he crafty, man.
That game against San Francisco. That game against San Francisco, he was wide open.
Wide open the entire game.
He was wide open a whole lot of plays, man.
Watch yourself, Rod. Watch yourself.
It is. Hey,
watch yourself,
what it is. Go back.
Hey. You said it you said it on Tuesday. Your boy ain't play a good game. He know he didn't. We all know he did. I ain't getting him up the drive. Because I still believe in him, but
all right, Tim, don't be repeating everything I said on Tuesday about my man. But
no, that's your boy. That's your boy, and I got that.
Right, so we got two good things from Javier. So he
look, maybe T.Y. stole that girl or something, man, and Dak just ain't want throwing the ball. Maybe that's
right. So what's the next topic, Phil? Phil, what's the next topic over here?
He said D-Hop will cost us $22 million over the next 2 years if we do it before June 1st. If it's after June 1st, it goes to $33 million for the next 2 years.
Did I tell you? I know it's something like 30-something million. Oh, fuck it, sign him. Let's get him.
And then he said, but he also says Tolbert will surprise people this year. Screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
I want to.
Y'all better hope.
Hey.
I'm drafted him.
KJ like, nah, that ain't happening. Am I lying,
Phil, screenshot that because he's gonna be some trash again. I mean, I hope he's good though. I hope he's good.
KJ, you need to stop being so negative.
But the thing with that is, for a young receiver to have all those option routes, trying to learn the speed of the defense. Right. And the different coverages and the way that they disguise it, you could understand him having a few issues. But with Mike McCarthy, he ain't trying to have all those option routes with the receivers. This is the play we call. This is the route. You got one or two routes you're gonna run off of this, and that's what you do. And so it's gonna be his style of West Coast is a little more simplified, a little more direct, and he want to take that big running back and run him in there, softening up them linebackers to go ahead and get that play action work. So, Toba probably can survive in that type of thing, But Kellen Moore, anytime he had CD looking crazy in the beginning of the year, don't know whether to cross the face or go behind the dude because you got to do so much thinking while the play is happening, that You ain't got that kind of time.
And the quarterback and the receiver have to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So real quick, let me ask you two both. Why do they even have those option routes? What? I don't understand that.
It was the OC, man. It was the OC. They ran that stuff.
A lot of teams have those option routes. I don't get it because you have to depend on your quarterback and wide receiver to read the same thing.
Read it to see it the same way. Exactly.
Why? Why though? Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me.
But it's all in communication between the quarterback and the receiver. But they both got to be on the same page. Now, mind you, the OC, they're all in there together, so they all have to see it the exact same way. And it's really based on the way the defender is playing. So I get it. They were like, okay, if he's leaning too much inside, then you break it outside, or vice versa. So I get it. But I remember it was one game. I can't remember. I think it was the Bears game when they just straight up tricked the shit out of that.
Mm-hmm.
When basically they made it look like it was a cover 2, but it was a cover 1, and they just inverted it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it was like, normally in a basic cover 2, it's a middle linebacker shooting down the middle of the field. But this one, they were showing basically like it was a cover 1, and the dude he was playing deep safety, and he just shot. He just broke, and I'm just like, oh shit. I'm looking at the play. I'm like, oh shit. And he just broke one. So whether CD tried to go over or under, it did not matter. Dude was breaking on it.
He had already committed.
It looked like the safety knew what the play was.
Right.
That's how it went. I was like, this motherfucker know the play. He knew the play, and he jumped it. I was like, he was picking up regardless. They were trying to blame it was Dak's fault, it was CD fault. I was like, dude knew the play, and he was like, I'm jumping this regardless.
Yep.
Right. Who don't know our plays though?
Only
we know our plays.
Was trying to break up the interception.
We know our plays. We done gotten so good watching the games. We be like, oh, you know what's about to happen.
Couldn't you call the plays, Danny? You
remember 21.
Did you say, Tim?
Remember 21 when we played Arizona? And Buda Baker said this. He said, I know every single play they was going to run.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
And there have been countless teams we played, and they was like, "Oh, we knew what plays they was going to run." After the game, and then someone on defense say, "We know their plays."
Yep. It's easy.
I'm like, we've been.
Plays.
I mean, this has been under the Kellen Moore regime.
Oh, yes. This was before Kellen Moore.
This was Jason Garrett. This was Jason Garrett. To me, Kellen Moore was just another version of Jason Garrett. Now, don't get me wrong. We used to have a Jason Garrett OC who was the highest paid OC that would call plays that you be like, damn, until he tried to get that coaching job and fuck Wade Phillips, and was like, stop calling the plays and shit. Like,
sabotage.
This Jason Garrett.
Sabotage like a mother.
And then all of a sudden he got comfortable, and then it just that old OC of Jason Garrett when he got that head coaching job was just the same playbook. And the problem is we don't have Tony Romo. We didn't have Tony Romo anymore, but we had the same plays, and it just didn't make sense to me. Everybody knew them plays from the last 10 years.
Only thing Kellen Moore did was put some lipstick and some daggone makeup
on the pig. On the pig.
well, look, we can go back even further. Remember the last game at the old Cowboy Stadium or Texas Stadium? Remember Ray Lewis and Ed Reed said they were calling out the plays. T.O. was getting mad because they were calling out the plays while they were. Yeah, so it's the same thing. So look, Tim, you got a compliment. Javier says Tim hit the nail on the head. The reason that Tolbert didn't do well was because they tried to teach him every position like they did CD, and he couldn't do it. And then he's agreeing with the whole panel. He said Kellen Moore got that from Romo and Witten, and they used the whole playbook for that, and it was a disaster.
But you know what though? He right, because that's what got T.O. kicked out of Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they was practicing that the option routes.
Option routes,
And then they, him and Creighton we gonna stay out the practice and we gonna we practicing with y'all. You know, made a big deal out of that.
But see, it works with guys like Creighton because Creighton was a quarterback.
Right. He understood the whole thing.
That's a good point.
And it works in New England because those slot receivers that they get, like Edelman was a quarterback. So they understand how to run those option routes. Not like Jalen Tolbert probably never been a quarterback.
But still,
Lamb probably never been a quarterback.
But guess who New England had as a coach that knew all this and made it work and knew the strength was a Bill Belichick.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it goes back to again. Coaches, you got to know your players and know what they did and know what works and know what they understand. And unfortunately, we just have not had that for a long time. I was happy with McCarthy when we did get him with the analytics and all that, but I'm gonna tell you, Mike got one more year too for me because
this is it for him.
well, us
this right here is it for him.
And I'm hoping we switch to the West Coast and everyone familiar with West Coast offenses. You have guys that's running butt naked, wide open on damn near every play.
Well, that's what they say they're going to. They say West Coast.
And think about it. You look at San Fran, how Kittle be wide open.
Yep.
Kansas City, how Kelsey be wide open. You know what I mean?
Don't that shit be irritating you, Rod, when you see that and you be like, how is these teams like we have the same setup and the same makeup? To me, we are the same as San Francisco. Like those teams you look at, we have the same makeup and they make it look so easy. And then when we watch our games, you be cringing and be like, God damn. Why
they be having you at quarterback. And they be having you at quarterback.
Motherfucking right.
See, and that joint
yeah, that's right. And the kicker. I would kick that motherfucker.
and that joint be schemed that way. You know, the play is schemed to have him wide open because he done waited. He done pretend like he won't go on out. He done block. And then here he is 15 yards down the field with his man 7 yards behind him. Because he done got buried and he done took off somewhere else. And here come the ball right dead on the money.
Yep.
I mean, just scheme to be open.
We've done it a few times with our tight ends like Hendershot and Ferguson, but we'll do it 1 week and then you won't see it for like another 8 damn weeks.
Mm-hmm. You forget all about that play.
We splash it every now and then. One, because you notice some games you're like, damn, Kellen Moore in this bag. Oh shit, and then the next week,
this motherfucker here. This motherfucker.
You see what Javier said?
Yep. So all right. So before I go to Javier, Al Crossan said Dallas is looking to re-sign Hankins. Sources are saying.
Yeah.
So you guys already said that, so that's good. And then Keith, go ahead and say what Javier said. I'm glad you can see.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
He said the reason Dan Quinn stayed was because Jerry whispered in his ears and said, let him know that if Mike can't make it this year, you're next in line.
Hey, it won't a whisper.
I would take that. Yeah. I have no problem with that at all whatsoever. I know everybody bring me Dan Quinn because I think it's important as a coach. You got to be a coach that the players respect and love. You gotta feel that shit. And I don't get that from Mike McCarthy versus Dan Quinn. And I just feel like Dan Quinn will be more respected by the players because he's a player's coach. Like they love him. You heard what Micah, because I know we've been saying Micah, whatever he want to call himself. But at the end of the day, I would take that Dan Quinn all day long.
Well, Jerry has set it up. It's sink or swim for Mike this year.
Hell yeah!
It's definitely sink or swim.
Hell yeah!
He has the offense. He has total control of the offense now.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally his. Him and Schottenheimer and Mike calling the plays. So
what is Schottenheimer there for?
So look, that was one of your topics, Hot Rod.
What did you say, KJ?
He's just a figure piece. He a figure
that's
head.
what I thought.
Yeah, but basically he'll be the one installing the offense during the week. Dealing with Dak and the receiving core, that type of deal.
I don't like that neither, but
he'll be doing that part. Mike will be the
coordinator.
Right, basically, yeah.
Who's our quarterback coach?
Exactly, Rod. That's why I said I don't agree when he said, "Oh, he'll be dealing with Dak." Like, who is Dak? Needs a quarterback coach, y'all.
That's what he said. They said Schottenheimer is the passing coordinator.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Passing game coordinator.
So Hot Rod, one of your topics that you wanted to talk about, you said Mike McCarthy being the head coach, offensive coordinator, and the play caller. Is that too much?
Right. So that's my question.
So we'll go around to everybody on this one. What y'all think? Is that too much on his plate?
That's a lot. It's a lot for one person to have to deal with. I mean, I think that might be too much for him. I mean, he already has struggled as it is. You know what I'm saying? With just the one thing. You know what I mean? For him to have to take on those extra responsibilities, that might be a little bit too much for him. But I mean, hopefully he does well. You know what I mean? I want him to do enough so he don't get fired. But if he does, I guess we're going with Dan Quinn next year.
Hell yeah, it's too much. He can't even manage the clock. And now we asking him to fucking do 4 more jobs. And he can't even manage the clock. So yes, I think that is going to be way too much for Mike. So we'll see. But I just wish they would have brought in somebody else as far as offensive coordinator and really dug deep to bring in someone to help Mike, because that's going to be too much for him. And on top of that, his job going to be on the line too. So it's like, what type of Mike are we getting? And I'm all about analytics and all that, but sometimes that stuff just don't make sense or work. Like the play calling is like the 3rd and 4th and 1s and all that stuff sometimes just don't be making sense. And like I say, Mike got too much on his plate. So
Aaron Rodgers was already calling him archaic, right?
Yes, exactly, KJ. Yes. And I get that and I see that. So I don't too much. The answer, bottom line, too much.
Well, some of us have problems multitasking, and like you all were saying with McCarthy, I don't know. Like you said, he's been having a hard time now just doing clock management. So that's my major concern. The clock management aspect of it, because sometimes you get too caught in the calling the plays and everything. And sometimes you got to speed it up. Sometimes you need to slow it down. Sometimes you leave a little too much meat on the bone, too much time on the clock. And other times you need to, just pick this up. So that's what I worry about. I'm hoping for the best, but I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
So hopefully you got somebody that's gonna work and be in his ear and say, hey. Just a reminder, hey, you might want to call a timeout. Hey, you might want to speed it up. Hey, slow things down. We up by 4. We got the ball. 4-minute drill. Let's kill this clock. Get out with a field goal. Going home. You know what I mean? So
hopefully.
So do you think they just need to hire somebody as the clock management?
Absolutely.
Coordinator.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I've been wondering that
for
somebody who just helps him manage the clock.
Right?
Yes,
man.
Jerry Jones should have enough money to just hire somebody. He could pay me.
Hey man,
I'll do it for free.
With all them assistants, assistant coaches they got, man.
There's some lemon pepper wings, and I'm in.
What you tell with all the assistant coaches they got?
Yeah, with all them assistant coaches, man, it's just a matter of, on game day and those types of things, just delegate responsibilities. If Mike's going to be involved mainly with that play calling and the offense and that type of deal, there's no way he can still do all those other things as far as managing the game. So he's going to have to delegate other responsibilities to different ones on the sideline or up in the press box or wherever they are to be able to, keep those things, in the forefront. Just like with the coach from the Rams, he calling the game, but you see him on his headset. There's plenty of people in his ear talking to him about where he is, down and distance. What the clock is. I mean, all of those types of things that's running through his head. So it can be done, but is Mike in a position? He already know that the pressure is turned, and then the heat is turned up on his seat. He already know it's championship game or he out of there. He already know that.
It's funny. He mentioned McVay. McVay got somebody on the staff that follows him around on the sideline to make sure that he doesn't run out onto the field.
Yep.
Because he gets so into it. He got a dude that grabs him literally to keep him from running on the field. That's his job.
Yep. Keep pushing him back. Everything. You right.
I would take that job any day.
So if they got somebody just to do that, we can't hire somebody just to be the time clock coordinator.
I would do it.
Right.
I would do it for McVay. I'm not sure.
I'll do it from here.
I won't know if I'm running up and down behind McCarthy ass, but I would do it for McVay all day long in them khakis.
Well, because he ain't running nowhere any damn way. So
Danny's something else, man.
Javier said Scott Tolzien is the quarterback coach.
Who?
So they did Scott Tolzien. I remember that name. I think he was like a quarterback, like one of the backups for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
He's the quarterback coach for who?
For Dallas. For us. Scott Tolzien. He was like a backup quarterback for Green Bay, I think.
That is a
with Aaron Rodgers.
Who? Never heard of him, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I do remember his name coming up for something. But
yeah.
So he's a quarterback coach.
You said Scott Tolzien.
Tolzien. So it's Tolzien.
No, I didn't remember hearing something like that.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
But long as he can teach Dak a little more timing and a little more finesse with getting that ball out on time, I don't care what his name is.
Timing and accuracy.
I think the West Coast offense will help
make
with
sure
that.
line is accurate too, because I'm just saying it's not all on Dak neither.
No, you're right. You're right.
Left guard. We need a monster at left guard. I keep saying it.
Osiris Torrence. He's waiting.
Let's get him.
Wait.
Number 26 pick, baby. Let's go.
Boy, if he down there, if he down there at that pick at 26, I'm doing backwards flips because
Oh shit, you're gonna be like KJ would be.
If we get to number 20, if it gets to number 23, right? Would you move up to get him?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I would definitely do that.
Because that would solidify our running game and protect that.
Everything.
Right.
You know with the Cowboys, everything we do is surrounded. It starts from our offensive line. That's our heart and soul is our offensive line. We want to beat you up and bully you. And with that big boy inside, where Dak can step up now. He ain't got to try to back out and run around the end to throw the ball. He can step up in the pocket. What?
What you think, KJ?
We already know what he thinks.
Huh?
I was just I like him too. But I was just thinking about like a devastating thing. What if both of them are up there at the same time?
You mean Bijan and Osiris? So all right. So here's the tiebreaker for just for me. Osiris Thomas would help us in the running game and the passing game, and you can draft a running back later but you get bigger, you get better holes and stuff for the running backs if you get an elite offensive line.
Yep.
Don't forget Darren McFadden came right in behind DeMarco Murray and still was running good.
Yes, sir.
Got to get that offensive line, man.
And then the second round, we get the tight end from Georgia.
Another offensive lineman.
That's another offensive lineman.
You ain't lying. He sure is an offensive tackle playing tight end, boy.
Tell him.
He sure is.
Tell him all night long. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Right, so we over an hour and 10 minutes. So what do you guys think about the moves of the other teams in the NFC East compared to us?
I think the two teams that stick out to me are Chicago and Jets. Jets, if you look at their roster, if you look at the Jets, though, I didn't realize how young, like, they players, like the youngest one is like 26 years old and adding to it. But the only problem I have with if they get Aaron Rodgers, then fuck the Jets. But I get why they would bring in Aaron Rodgers, but to me, they're making moves. Those teams, again, Miami is another one. As long as Tua is on the field, I think Miami is going to be that team to watch out for and is going to be dangerous as well with some of the moves they're making. But it's the whole Tua thing. So those are the ones that stick out to me.
Okay, all right. How about in our division? Who you with Washington and the Giants and the Eagles?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I just have a disdain for the Commanders. I don't know. I think we're doing good. I think we're actually looking pretty damn. Out of all of our teams in our division, I think we're actually the ones. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm actually saying this in free agency that we're actually the ones that are actually looking pretty damn good. Giants are making little sprinkles here and there.
Yeah, they got Waller. I like that.
They got Waller. Yeah, they picked up Waller. And I mean, they paid their quarterback, but that should be another topic, by the way, one day. But
we gonna have that.
Paid Daniel Jones, and then they picked up Waller. As long as Waller can stay healthy, Waller gonna be a threat and dangerous for that Giants offense. Philly, to me, are losing folks. They tried to get that run last year, and folks are now kind of jumping ship. And we'll see where Jalen Hurts at. Jalen Hurts looked good, yes, last year, but now they got to pay him the money, and then they're going to start losing people. And then who is Jalen Hurts going to have? Because Jalen Hurts remind me of, again, a Dak situation where you have to have good players around that quarterback in order for your team to be good. You understand? And now everybody know Jalen Hurts like to run. You don't think teams are now going to plan for that this season with Jalen Hurts on that op? Yes, they are. Sure, they are. I mean, Commanders, they trying to get an owner. They still trying to figure out who they are and what they're going to do. So they ain't doing too much.
It might be Magic.
I saw Magic Johnson was interested in buying the team too. So right now, they're not going to make too much splash because they need to find an owner and find their place. They need to go back to DC if they're going to keep calling themselves the Washington Commanders. But on that note, I'll end and mute myself.
I think Commanders play everybody tough. They're a tough team. They're gonna be a tough out. They really haven't made any moves, but they're always a tough out. The Giants starting to scare me. They got Waller. They got Saquon already. If they get a receiver that can, stretch the field, they get any halfway decent receivers, they're gonna be nice. They're working on their defense. Philly offense is gonna be nice. Their defense falling apart. They still had their running game. They kept their line in order. They still got Dallas guarded. They still got their receivers. It's just their defense is falling apart. So Philly gonna have to start outscoring people because they ain't gonna be able to, they ain't gonna have that shutdown defense like they had. I mean, they still got the corners, but they lost the safety, and they're losing D linemen. So I still out of the East, I still like us the best. I mean, we was already beating everybody in the East already anyway. Philly was giving us a tough time. We gave one to Washington, but I definitely like our chances. So we're making all the right moves. Like I said, we solidify the offensive line, the defensive line. We're going to be a problem to all of them. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I think we've probably did the best overall in free agency. That's what I didn't expect. But as far as Washington, they haven't done nothing that I've seen besides sign their own players.
Yeah, Payne.
They got Jacoby. Yeah. They got Jacoby Brissett.
They signed Payne too.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil, really?
I think New York. I like what New York did with Wild. I really like that. I mean, that was a good piece for them. I mean, I think they still in the running for OBJ, but I think OBJ probably gonna end up going to the Jets most likely. Mm-hmm. What else do they do? They franchise their running back. They signed their quarterback. Their quarterback doesn't scare me. Never really did. So, Philly, they did lose some players on defense, but I still think they're going to be our biggest threat in the NFC East for sure because their offense is still scary. They still have a good offense and stuff like that. I really like AJ. So, but I still think we're going to be the team to beat. And it seemed like nobody can never be, win it like back to back. It's always like us, then Philly, then us, then Giants, and us, then Philly again, or something like that. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can be good this year and stay good, and maybe we'll be the first to do back to back NFC championships or something like that, NFC East. But yeah, I definitely think ours was the best, and then probably maybe the Giants probably next. For sure.
Well, my sleeper in the East is the team that everybody just writing off, and that's those Commanders. I think that move with Eric Bieniemy coming in as the OC is going to freshen up their stale offense production. That young quarterback they got from Carolina, he can spin it. If they can improve their offensive line to give them a little protection, they have good running game, but Bieniemy gonna put some wrinkles in there that we haven't dealt with on a regular basis. So they got some talent, offensive talent. Their defense speaks for itself. They signed Payne and them boys back. Chase will be back healthy with that knee. And, once they get their ownership situated, they got the right head coach for this type of transition that they're going through. Somebody that plays, old school ball, believe in running the ball, playing good defense, will punt the ball every time just for field position. Don't need but one or two plays to break, and then they up 21-17 on you, something like that. So, I got them as the sleeper. I like our moves in free agency. We always draft good. So if we can continue what we normally have done with the draft, I think that puts us on that level with the Philadelphias and I like what the Giants did. That move with at tight end they made that solidifies a safety blanket for Daniel Jones, the new $40 million man inside, for him to have somebody a safety blanket to go to. And, with Saquon, if you stay healthy, but they need offensive line help too. So everybody needs some help with offensive line. So that's why we need to get in there and go ahead and get our guard situation solidified. And from what I understand, they talking about not starting Tyron, using him as the swing tackle, and leaving Tyler outside at left guard and bringing Steele back into that right tackle spot. So, I heard that today on the Fan. So, boy, if our man is there, boy, at 26, that'd be nice. But I think the East as a whole made some pretty good moves during free agency. And like I said, them Commanders, man, I keep an eye on them because my youngest son like them. I got everybody in the house on Cowboys, but one slipped through the cracks. so I always be trying to encourage him because he be a little under the weather a lot. So concerning his boys, so I keep an eye on them, and I just think that OC move they did with the young quarterback move, and I think that elevated them quite a bit. They got somebody they can get the ball outside to their playmakers. So that's my take.
Can I just actually think of? I'm sorry. Go ahead, KJ.
No, you good.
No, I just want to ask one question to Tim. When you talk about the Commanders and the sleeper, and I just like this. I'm a football fan first, but I just don't. What on the offensive besides McLaurin, what are the other weapons and threats that they have on the offensive side of the ball that besides their running game, which is yes, but other than McLaurin, who are you seeing as
they nice? They nice. They just don't have a quarterback. But
Dotson, the rookie they got from Penn State.
Dotson.
Yeah, Dotson.
They nice.
They tight ends.
What's his name? Logan.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Yeah, they nice. They stack.
Yeah.
They be getting number 1 draft picks for the last 10, 15 years.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they got somebody that can get the ball out there to them now.
Well, we don't know.
Who they have that's going to so you sold on Howell?
They just went and got you talking about Howell or Brissett?
You talking about Howell or what is it?
Yeah, I'm talking about Howell. I'm talking about the young boy from Carolina.
He ain't
right.
cool.
I don't think they even trust him. They went and got Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, you don't know what you got.
He ain't gonna start.
Which one?
Brissett ain't gonna start.
You think he's gonna be staying Howell?
Howell can play, man.
Right.
Howell can really play. I peeped him at Carolina. Huh?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Brissett can play, but he ain't gonna start, man. I'm telling you. That boy Howell, he can really finesse the football throwing it. He can spin it for real.
Okay. And you think Ron Rivera, they have a good coach in Ron Rivera?
I think Eric Bieniemy. I think what Eric Bieniemy going to bring from Kansas City is going to be a new wrinkle for him to showcase Howell's passing ability.
Okay.
But you know what?
Y'all keep out lookout for that.
I hope you wrong.
Me too.
He said, "I hope I'm wrong too."
Me too. Honestly, me too. But just like our situation, we all know Andy Reid is the genius. We already know he was the catalyst. He's the catalyst to that offense out there. But what Eric Bieniemy brought, he was the one installing it. He was your Schottenheimer that we got. You know what I mean? So he learned, even if it's by default, he still learned underneath Andy. He been with Andy for a while. He started off as the running backs coach out there.
Yeah.
So he been doing it a while. you know, and for and to come there, and Ron Rivera don't want no parts of the offense.
Nah.
He don't want no parts of that.
Right.
So he get to totally do it his way. So he gonna do it like Andy.
Well, I've been telling their fans for years. I said, y'all can't score. That's your problem. I said, y'all got 27 pass rushers.
Mm-hmm.
So you got another. I said, you can't run the ball on you. I said, and I said, this ain't 97. You ain't gonna beat everybody. They're going 13 to 10. You got to put points on the board. So that's always been that problem. So that's why to me there was always a non-factor. I said, y'all can't score. I said,
so just think. I feel that with the enemy there, that's at least 8 points more a game.
I hope you're wrong. I hope the enemy do good when he leave them and go somewhere else.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? You got to see it first.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope you're wrong.
Daddy said she got to see it, cuz. She got to see it.
Yeah, because I'm not like swallowing that pill right now. So
I'm with you. I'm with you,
Tim. I love you, Tim, but I can't right now.
I'm with you.
I hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Look, because and for the Giants, I'm just glad they signed Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Just to take up some cap space.
Yeah.
just slow their ability to get some more players down.
Yes. And I'm waiting on the Eagles to give Jalen Hurts $40+ million.
Probably not till next year, right?
Yeah, that's next year.
But if they smart, they would do it now. I don't understand these teams. Why would you wait till next year to sign them? Give him an extension.
I'm still hearing Jalen going to ask for 50.
Good.
I know.
Good. Pay that man. Every time I see them, I see the Eagles. Pay that man. Y'all need to pay him.
hey, but Mel, man, I think Howell is better than Daniel Jones.
We'll see.
Watch what exactly. It ain't saying much.
Right.
But he can spin the ball. He can throw.
Right.
My little cousin played at Carolina.
So could Daniel Jones when he was at Duke.
Right, but can you
read a different story in the NFL?
Yeah.
NFL, everybody, yes, exactly.
Yeah. And don't forget though, I did say they got to beef up their offensive line. Now they do have to fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
They do have to fix that.
And everybody can throw good in practice, which is 11 on your back.
Right.
But look, man.
Or Nolan Smith coming from the outside.
They beat us with 12 plays, man. Hey, they beat us with 12 plays. They kept calling the same play over and over and over.
Who you mean, Philly?
Nah, the Commanders, the last game. They beat us with 12 plays.
I don't count that game.
I don't count. No one counts that game.
Let me tell you why I say that. And I'm not being a homer either. Because I was out there at that game.
Mm-hmm.
They were running the same plays back to back to back. I think they were trying things out. And I'm not using this as an excuse. But I think they were trying things out to see if they work for the playoffs.
We're talking about us. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because we were
our offense didn't show up that game.
Yeah, but if you watch it,
that game.
They didn't want to get injured. They played like they was just like you said,
like a preseason
trying to see what works and what don't work.
I watched that game the first 5 minutes. I said, "Oh, this game gonna be some bullshit."
Right. You saw that, right?
This game gonna be some bullshit.
So one thing I heard each one of you say is something about Darren Waller, right? Going to the Giants.
Yeah.
Did you guys peep Evan Ingram this year for Jacksonville, the tight end?
Nice.
Yep.
The Giants had a team. Yeah, he did great.
Giants didn't use him.
My point of saying that is, hopefully, they'll mess up Waller the same way they did, because you never knew Evan Ingram was that good.
I did.
For the Giants.
Who was their OC?
He never performed like that.
Who was their OC?
Could ball. I'm glad they didn't know he could ball.
Right.
Who was the OC at the Giants?
Is it the same OC they have now?
No.
I hope it is. Oh, I was wishing it was.
No.
Totally different.
It was the clapper. It was our boy.
You mean no, but I mean, even before when we even had Jason Garrett, they had Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
and he wasn't producing like he did in Jacksonville.
But he played with a real quarterback down there in Jacksonville.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That was my point of saying that. Hopefully, even though they got Darren Waller, they won't use him the right way. You know what I mean? So we'll see. And as far as the Eagles,
you won't make a trade for Darren. You won't make a move for Darren Waller and then not use him.
I mean, they drafted Evan Ingram, and we knew, like you said, you knew he had that kind of talent.
I saw him in college. I knew,
he could block and catch, man.
Yeah,
he can block and catch. Ingram.
And I'm gonna need the Eagles to go ahead and sign Jalen Hurts. I'm tired of them picking up all these free agents.
Man, I was mad.
As long as we know Jalen Smith playing linebacker for the Giants, we know we're going to run the ball.
Right, because he's going to be out of position.
We're going to be out of position.
Every time.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for us today, y'all. We'll see y'all Tuesday. I got a interview with Tyrone Crawford Sunday, so
shucks.
We're going to see how this works. Yeah, we're going to see how this works out.
Wait, man, we can tune in, man. Watch, man.
Right. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I'm on somebody else's podcast, but he told me he wants me to come on because he was like, I know you know the Cowboys, so
congrats.
Whenever I get a Cowboy,
that's good, Phil.
Congrats, Phil. Congratulations. Just if you could just let them know that D-Ware has a big fan in the DC area.
I'm gonna tell him too. I'm gonna tell him.
Hello, D-Ware. Just throw a little hint or something.
I sure am gonna tell him too. Now, before we go, how bad are your brackets busted? Because I don't even want to talk about mine.
Man, just throw that joint in the trash, man. That's
okay. Alabama's still in it. That's all I can say.
Yep. And that's why I ain't winning it. But I no Carolina in it, no Georgetown in it. I'm like, man, I'm just watching.
I got Alabama to win it, so they still in it. So I'm still good.
Right.
Even though Georgetown pick up their new coach.
Right. That's right. That's right.
I don't know if y'all know, I am a beloved Hoya fan for life.
Okay.
I'm hoping the new coach.
Yes, Rod. Yes.
My beloved Hoyas. I had season tickets when I was a little boy going. I was Pat Ewing, Michael Graham, the Smith boys. Man,
you like Michael Jackson. Don't forget Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Stevie Floyd, Reggie Williams. Come on now. Don't get me started on my beloved Hoyas. So,
we might need a whole new podcast over here, Phil.
There you go. Y'all know we love some sports. Love some sports.
And it broke my heart when Michael Jordan hit that jumper, man. And I was like, oh, Lord. I like Jordan, but I hated him when he hit that jumper on my Hoyas, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
Look, and speaking of that, UCLA was up big, and Gonzaga has come back.
Oh, dang.
Yep, so we're going to go ahead and check this out. Yeah, but so, all right, well, we'll see everybody back on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and we're going to still get some more updates on the draft, and hopefully the Cowboys keep on making some moves. What we want next? Hankins?
Yeah.
Hankins.
Yes,
that's
priority.
Right. All right.
And then Bobby Wagner.
Oh, anyway. All right, y'all.
I'll ride you off the chain.
Y'all know LVE gonna get hurt for like 4 or 5 games, man.
I know that neck gonna pop and everything, but nah.
He gonna be my neck, my back.
That's why you get Nolan in the draft, and then you move Micah to the mic.
KJ.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
KJ, that ain't a bad move, man.
But if we get Nolan, we can't get Bijan.
I was about to say.
Hey, nah. That's why you make some trades and go back into the first round.
Oh my gosh. Bijan and Tolbert.
Yeah, I'll be fine with 3 draft picks. Get the offense